Hi, it's Miss Pritzel, and I am book talking what I would describe as a supernatural horror book, which is not what I was expecting. So it's called Blood and Salt, and it's by Kim Liggett. I read her book, The Gracier, which is a dystopian book, but not a sci-fi dystopian, but a horror kind of dystopian. Very, like I said, the what goes on in that book is horrific. So this book starts out in New York City, and we have twins, Ashlyn and who goes by Ash, and Reese. So it's a brother and sister twins. Ashlyn has always had visions, and usually visions that are very similar. So visions of a girl and a dead girl. And whenever she has these visions, her mother tattoos her with self tattoos. I shouldn't. Yeah, does their own tattoo with a protection spell. So we've got all this going on because it actually starts out with Ash having a vision, and then there's a day where Ash and Reese are going to school, and Ash has not only has a vision, but she actually interacts with somebody in that vision, and it's somebody different. It's an ancestor of hers that she interacts with. And she is completely freaked out. Like her whole day kind of disappears while she's in this vision. And she and Reese get home, and their mother is gone. She's left a note. She's gone to this religious community that supposedly she got out of called Quivera. And so Ash and Reese decide that they're going to go to Quivera to rescue their mother. And interesting enough, their mother leaves them this trunk of $100 bills and gold ingots. So makes for interesting, but there's also crows and stuff like this in it. So there is some horror-y things right up front. So they finally get to this, some things happen on their journey, like, a dead deer wakes up when Ash touches it, and suddenly it's alive again. Interesting. Well, they get to Quivera, and there's like this junkyard of all these cars, and the guy who's running this, and they're like, well, will you watch our car while we're gone? And he says something about the fact that the people who go into the corn never come out. That's all these cars are left over from the people who've gone into the cornfield. So Ash and Reese go into the cornfield hoping to rescue their mother, and they end up in the community of Quivera, which is a community that they have been around, but they can't get out of this community. They are the corn that surrounds them is a barrier to keep them inside, but also to keep things from outside coming in. But this community is hoping for this ritual that's been like 500 years in the making, and there's the bad guy, and so they believe that their mother is there somewhere, and they just need to find her. Like I said, this is definitely supernatural horror, and that there's some really bloody parts, all these visions that Ashlyn is having to find out like what is going on in this community. Like I said, this community has this ritual, and they believe they're all going to become immortal after this. And so it does sound very culty, and it is culty, but it's what I would call occult, meaning there's some weird stuff going on with this group. And Ash is supposed to stand in for her mom, and she's supposed to accept a certain boy, but she kind of falls for this impure boy because he has the blood of the, I believe it's Coronado, and I'm assuming they refer to one of the conquistadors, who supposedly has become immortal because of Ashlyn's ancestor. But like I said, Ashlyn falls for somebody who is part of Coronado's bloodline, and that's not good for her. But like I said, it's definitely horror, definitely supernatural, definitely very creepy. So if that is the kind of book you enjoy, I think you will enjoy this book. There is a second book to this, but this book is complete in and of itself. So you can read this book and you're done. So I'm curious to look at the second book to see if it continues the story. Because if so, I don't really know how it continues the story. I feel like it has to be more of a prequel, but I don't know. So I really like. I'm learning that I do like some of these creepy stories, and this one definitely fits the bill. So if this is not your cup of tea, let me know and I'll try to help you find something else, because I love doing that. Have a fantastic day and keep on reading.